Hi, my name is Julie, and I'm a girl with a brush. So please join me as I make, create, and imagine in my art studio. So go grab your brush. I wanted to show you my journal that I made for Junk Journal January. That starts tomorrow. That's Junk Journal January 2024. We'll put the link down in the description. So this is my journal. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how I made a journal like this. I put my prompts in here. And I've got my pages. And it's sewn together. And I put a closure. That's it. All right, the supplies we need just to make a simple journal with a pamphlet stitch. And don't be afraid if you have no idea what I just said. It's very easy. There are lots of videos, and you can always rewind and watch mine again. So the first thing you need is an assortment of papers. And so these are some scrap paper from work. I've got some book pages in here. These are scrapbook papers that I cut in half, and I didn't need all of it. This is from something. The other thing that I want to encourage you to think about is packaging paper. So this came in a box from something I ordered for Christmas. Or gift bags. If there's a really pretty gift bag, like this gift bag, I'm hoarding it and waiting for the right thing. I think it's going to be a journal cover, but I don't want to get too in the weeds here. But just know that anything can go into your journal. Sometimes I use map pages, envelopes, all kinds of stuff. The other thing you'll need is an awl. This is a really old one. It was my grandfather's, and I've had it for years, but you can buy one at the dollar store, so you don't have to go somewhere and look very hard. I've got some embroidery floss. You can also use ribbon. In my journal, I used some jute. I've got a pair of scissors, some washi tape, just in case, an assortment of needles. But what I would say for your needles, my favorite needles to do this are either needles for darning, because they're wider and they have a larger eye if you want to put ribbon through it, or doll needles, because again, they're a little bit larger, they have a larger eye. So that's a tip. I've got some ribbon. I think I'm going to use this ribbon for my closure. I used a pink ribbon on the other one. And then some glue. This is memory glue from Aleene's. You could use a tacky glue. Some people use that like art glitter glue. Any of those would be good. I would use something that dries kind of quickly. You don't want something that's repositionable or that takes a while to dry, because things will slide around. The other thing is a metal ruler. If you don't have a metal ruler, I would recommend it, because one of the great things about the metal ruler, and I'm going to do it here in a minute to a bunch of pages, and I won't make you watch all of that, but you can put the metal ruler down and you can tear the pages. And the other thing is, you know, this is a journal made out of papers that were kind of laying around. This is not a time to be precious about it. When you are done with it and your art is in it and your picture of your cute kid, like my Junk Journal July video that I posted a few days ago, then it becomes more important because you've put your stamp on it. But for right now, we just need some paper to create on. The other thing that I've got a book, and you'll see this book has holes in it already, because I use this book when I punch the holes so that I can sew through it. So you can have an old phone book, You can use a pile of magazines, whatever you have, so that you're not penetrating your table. So let's get started. Okay, I've torn some pages and I'm stopping for just a minute here because I want to make a cover, and this one's a little bit longer, and these are my largest pages. So what I did here, I had to like think about it, and then I'm going to tell you what I did so that I tell you correctly. It's about 4.5 inches, or looks like almost 11 centimeters, almost 12 centimeters. And I'm going to use this for my cover because I think that's really pretty. And I want my cover to stick out a little further than my pages. So since I was a little less than 4.5, what I'm going to do is actually a little more. I'm going to double that, which is 9, and then I'm going to add about 1/4 inch. So that'll give me a little extra. And again, if you want this neat and tidy, you can use your scissors. I'm just going to tear. And that's actually really pretty. So that could be a tag or something else. We'll get into all that in a minute. So I'm going to fold this. And a good paper folding trick. Get your paper together where you want it and move your hand to the middle. And then go out from the middle. What that does is it makes sure that your paper is pretty straight. Okay, again, it's not meant to be perfect, but it'll be close. And I've got this piece, which was the same. So I'm gonna lay my page down here. And basically, we just sped it up, but, you know, I tore through all of those other pages to put them in there. The nice thing about these journals is that, you know, they're easy to make and they're small and there's not a lot of pressure. I like low pressure. It does seem like, though, this one is sticking out a bit. So it's kind of hard to tear just a tiny little bit. I can show you. It's a little hard. Sometimes it's hard. I've got multiple pages here. What I find when you want to tear just a tiny little bit, okay, I always see people starting with the little edge and trying to tear the little edge. I tear the big edge. So get enough of that edge under. You can see it's wiggling a little. Get enough of that little edge under there and tear. Because if you try to do this, you know, you'll be here forever. So I just put the little edge, and you can even hold it kind of at a 45 and rip. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I'll rip again. There we go. Not perfect. Or if all of this is too much for you, you can take your scissors. And my trick here is I go about as far away from the text all the way along on this one because I've got text on there. And now we're gonna assemble, okay? And what you have to do is just decide where you want your pages. What I like to do, you have to think that your middle page okay, is going to be open like this, so you'll see the whole page. So I'm going to put that one in there, and then I'll do a white one. They're different sizes. It's okay. I do different sizes, and I'm going to kind of center them. When I do the different sizes, we're going to put 3 holes in here to sew through. So, for instance, these little pages that I cut off, if I wanted to put them in here, I'm going to put them here, and I'm going to put them in the top third, because then I'll sew through them twice. And that makes it really easy for you to add these little pieces. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy. I'll take another one of these. We'll go in the bottom third. Another one of these. One of these. Here's my cover. Oh, I had one of those. Okay. Again, I'm not going to be precious, right? Open this up and pop it in. Okay. Now, the most important thing here is you fold everything. Put all this out of the way. Oh, I forgot my brown pages. Okay, so again, remember I said we're not going to get too precious about this. I forgot my packing paper that I was so excited about. So I've got some pages. I'm sticking them in here. This page is shorter on one side and not even. I don't even care. It's all fine. We're just going to put these pages in between. And now we're going to get it all lined up. And I'm kind of peeking because I want to make sure that those 2 shorter pages that I was talking about, yep, they're in the top and bottom third. We'll get this one centered. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, you do need a pen or a pencil. I forgot to say that. If you want to mark where you're going. Okay. So, if it makes you more comfortable to mark top, bottom, and middle first, you can do that. For me, I tend to just go for it. I'm going to make sure one more time. So when I fold this, I want to make sure that I'm pushing all these down and that everything that's folded on both sides is all together. Okay. Stack it. And then I start in the middle, and I've got my book, and I push. And sometimes I stand up if I feel like I need to. But there we go. We got a hole. Okay. And I come in just a little bit at the top here. I would say this is about 1/2 inch. Again, turn it a little, make that hole a little bigger. One nice thing, do the same thing over here. One nice thing about this is once you get the hole in there, you have like kind of given the paper a memory, and you've pushed some of those pages, you know, when you poke through a piece of paper and you get those little edges that come out, so you can kind of see them sticking out right here. So the paper kind of stays together, okay? And then we're going to sew it. Okay. Once I looked at my papers, I decided I wanted something more natural. So I've seen videos where people have created these, and there are all kinds of recommendations. And typically people will say you need 2 lengths, okay? I do like 3 and then like a little extra, because I like having extra, and I would rather just cut it off than not have enough and have to do it again. So, you know, I think that it's fine. I'm opening up my needles and I'm grabbing a needle. And again, these darning needles, they're great because they're for yarn, and this jute is a little thicker. Okay, now the next decision you have to make is, do you want your strings on the inside or the outside? I usually have them on the inside. So you're going to go into the middle. And sometimes you gotta pull it a little bit. Now, one of the things that I recommend, and I got my washi tape here, doesn't matter what kind of washi tape, because I can't tell you how many times I've done this. I take this end and I tape it. And the reason I do this, as you can already imagine, is because the first few times I did this, I pulled it all the way through. And I'm sewing and it's all the way through and I'm not paying attention. So tape your end and you can always adjust it later. Okay? So, see how easy? This is. So, I'm going all the way here. And then I'm skipping the middle one. I'm going all the way to the top. And probably the most challenging thing here is you have to go back in to this hole. Okay? And I don't know where, we'll try to zoom in here. But basically what I do is when I come up, I try not to catch this thread, and this thread is taped on this side, and I come out this other side, the opposite side. I'll put it down so I don't struggle. You don't have to do yours in the air so everybody could see it. I put it on the other side of the string. Okay, so now one of the things that we can do, move this book because it's in the way, is we can tighten all of this up. So I'm going to untape this, and it's just washi tape, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to untape this, and I'm going to pull on this, and you want this to be tight. You want your string in the center, and then basically you're just going to make a square knot. Okay, and if you feel better tying it 3 times or 5 times, you can. I have left these long and then put some little dangles on them. So if you feel like doing that, you could do that. But otherwise, I cut them and I leave them about this long. And then sometimes I get to this page and they're in my way and I chop them off. So you can make those decisions later. But there we go, a basic journal. And I had a pocket to tuck my prompt in. So I'm just taking this piece that was cut off from the end of the paper. One thing I have to warn you about is you're going to start saving everything, and then you're going to look at paper differently, and you'll never be the same. But I'm going to put this glue on the edges, just on 3 sides, like this, and I'm going to put this on here. And I know there's some white here, but I don't care. If it really bothers you, put a piece of washi tape or color it with a marker. Then I can take my prompts And I can tuck, this piece is bigger. I need a smaller one. I can tuck my prompt into that pocket. Or you can tuck, if you find a receipt or you have a fortune cookie from dinner the night before and you want to use it for one of the prompts, you can tuck things into your little pocket there. The other thing that you can do is you can add something to tie it. The journal that I had, I put a piece of ribbon, and I've already glued this. I don't think I can get it apart because I used that really. Oh, I did. Okay. So what you can do, I'll show you that. And with this, the ribbon is just going to go in the edge here. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to put some glue on it. I'm going to put glue on both sides since I ripped open my pocket. Okay, and you're going to tuck this in. And you can kind of center it. And again, you know, decide how long you want it, how fancy you want it. I'm going to cut it at an angle. And I'm going to cut another piece that is about the same length. I'm going to cut this one a little longer. Here's my ribbon. And I'm coming to the back page. So now on the back page, we'll make another pocket. So first, glue down your ribbon. And put glue on 3 sides of your card for your tuck. And this ribbon has 2 sides. I did the good side out or down. So there. Got another pocket. Just that fast. And then when your journal gets really full, you can tie it. You can tie it in a little bow, and then you can decide if you have extra, but that's it. You've got a journal. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope you learned something. If you did, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and come back and see me. And when you do, make sure you grab your brush.